need to have this actually capturing Discord. She wants the freaking Switch too because she's been playing Pokopia. Make sure you save my game, please, because I think it's in the middle of it. It's...
Bye.
Call her back. Susan, come back! They have a question for you.
Yes.
Oh, who's the best girl in Persona 4?
Persona 4.
Yeah.
Yukiko.
She just said Yukiko. She said Yukiko. She was...
Let the record stand. Yukiko.
Yeah.
Not Makoto.
Makoto's from 5.
Oh.
Oh
No,
my
what's
gosh.
what's the...
Chie.
Oh, I hate Chie. She's annoying.
Get out of here. You're banned.
Wait, how do I save?
You know how to save.
This one?
You've saved your game many times. You can save my game.
Okay,
Okay, bye. All right. Okay. So, it's recording. It's streaming. So we should be good now. So I'm going to start this and then let this dumpster fire begin. That's my life. One of my students actually, they gave me this little keychain, and it's a little dumpster that's on fire, and it says like everything is all right. It has a little smiley face on it. I'm like, oh, I love that so much. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Midnight Channel, a Persona podcast. I'm your host, that one Andrew, and today I'm joined by two of the best Persona fans on Earth. We have, no, they did not name the Major League sport after him, but his name is Soccer. And then we have the legend of downtown Houston, Levin. Yeah, but you know, you're a Houston fan. Like literally. Well, actually, that's well, no. I almost forgot that the Spurs are located. I just want to say. I'm just gonna. Lakers in 5. What? Okay, so we're here. This is not a sports podcast, okay? It's all you Persona fans that clicked on this and went, what the hell are they talking about? That's it for the sports talk, all right? There's nothing else. The only sports we'll be talking about are what sports club are we going to join for our social link. Am I right, guys? Let's go. Too cute. He actually probably would be. No, but thank you so much for, well, first off, you two joining us for this podcast, and then everyone tuning in, thank you so much. I know this channel is a little confusing on what its theme is, but hopefully you've realized at this point that I like Persona, and I've done 2 of these podcasts solo. Now we actually have some co-hosts here, and have some guests here. Will they appear again? Who knows? Who knows? Life is a mystery, man. You never know. But we're here to just kind of kick back and talk about how this game, or this series rather, has impacted our lives. And because I do think, well, here, let's back it way up. Let's back it way up because we're just strangers right now. I mean, maybe I'm not because it is my audience, but let's back it way up. Okay. And Soccer, I'm going to start with you because you're the one with a webcam and you're the one that people can associate a face with the voice. Levin, you're a ghost, right? You're just the Astros bro. That's all they're going to see you as. It's the Astros bro. And I love that picture because, you know, right off camera, he's lecturing that blonde girl. He's like, this is what it's like. But you can't see the rest of that. That's literally what that is right there. But Soccer, before we kind of jump into Persona, do you want to just give like a quick like background into your gaming knowledge, or not even knowledge, but like history or your relationship with games? Like how much do you play them? How much do you know them? Things like that. Yeah, they're in an interesting position right now. Nice, nice. And you started with NES. Yeah, that puts we like to be hyperbolic. Every year that we get a little older, you're what? You're like 30s. See, it's not that old. Like you're less than 10 from me, so you're not that old. But, when you do say I started with the NES, some people to go, "Well, hey, I'm sure kids these days go, I don't know what you're talking about." Well, oh my gosh, I got three in that closet right behind me. Um, no, but that's good. You have a nice knowledge of gaming history and gaming. What about you, Levin? What's your gaming story like? Okay. You're getting you're getting into the favorite consoles already. We're gonna be we're here to start some we're here to start some things. Yeah, because most people it is that first thing that you started with. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, that's fair. Again, I was born in the '90s and I want to consider myself old, so maybe but you were early '90s, right? Like Yeah, early '90s. So we got two 30-year olds in the chat, so we better watch out. Now me, I'm the young spry 28-year-old, so I still got a couple years before I hit my 30s. But and I know I've said this like, oh my gosh, probably 5 years ago or 6 years ago, something like that. But I might as well for this particular podcast kind of go over my gaming history. So as I just said, I'm not as old as these two unks over here. Um, the first console I really remember like owning and playing was the GameCube, which I was born in '97, so that kind of makes sense. I was around 6 at the time. But I don't even know like how I got the GameCube. The first console I remember like getting brand new was the Nintendo Wii, which I would have been 9 when that came out. So that was kind of like the console I played a lot on was the Game Boy SP, the clamshell one, the GameCube, and the Wii. But then, and the games were always there, and like, oh yeah, no, I like video games, talking on the playground, stuff like that. But it wasn't until I sold, because I just got these things from gifts or birthdays or Christmas, stuff like that. And my evil parents, they're not evil, but ignorant. They're like, if you sell, I wanted an Xbox 360 because all my friends, everyone else had an Xbox 360. It's like, I want one. They're like, if you sell all these other consoles, you can get an Xbox 360. So that's what I did. And then over the last, like, next 10 years, I bought all the consoles back and all the games back and stuff like that. But it was getting that and then getting a PlayStation 3 was like, whoa. Like, gaming so much more. And we're gonna pull out the best console ever, and I can this baby right here, this baby right here. The PlayStation Vita is the best console ever. Now, which one? I don't know. Is it this one? It might be. Is it the pink one? It might be. Is it? I have three more somewhere. I'm not sure where they are. They're just around the house somewhere. I always have a PlayStation Vita close by, either in my backpack or my nightstand or somewhere. But the Vita is my favorite console, and I credit a lot of the reason why it's my favorite console to the Persona series because it was around that age. So and we're gonna get into when you guys were introduced to Persona and things like that. But to start off with it, I was introduced to Persona when I was a freshman in high school, which I think is like the best perfect time to be introduced to that game because the game is centered around teenagers, and then the latter games are in high school. It's about making friendships, about kind of like living your life and things like that. Obviously, there's this dungeon crawling stuff and things like that for the other half of the game, but it had such a profound impact that I was like, all right, well, this is clearly the best game ever made. Um, because the games I had played before that were like that I would have considered maybe the best were like BioShock or Mass Effect or Uncharted, which are fantastic games, and like Mass Effect is one of my favorite series. Like full stop. 1 through 3 are amazing games. Um, but it really was Persona 4 Golden was I think the first game ever that I beat it and I started it right away. Like right away. I was like, we're going right back. And I've beaten that game, Persona 4 Golden. I've been like, I don't even know anymore. 9 times, 10 times. Like it's a lot. Like I have on different platforms and things like that. Just played through that game. 11. Since I let soccer start first last time, I'll head to you first this time. Do you remember your first experience with the Persona series and kind of like if it was impactful and things like that? Wait, it. Now we're aging ourselves. We said machinima. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's on I think the only well, I think there's two ways to play. Either A, you spend a stupid amount of money getting the original copies, which honestly they're the worst versions of the game. Or you buy them digitally on either you can get them on PS3. You could get the remakes for the PSP on the Vita, or you can get them on if you have a PlayStation TV, which a lot of people have never even heard of that console. Uh, I got two of them. I got one. Where's I got one right here. Like here it is. It's always wait. Oh, I found my other. I found my other Vita. It's on the shelf. I totally forgot that was there. Um, but yeah, those games are Persona 1 and the duology of 2 are kind of hard to get, especially if you don't have that original hardware. Yeah, it's one of the most baffling, irritating things because they released the PS1 classics of Persona 1 and Eternal Punishment, but they never localized Innocent Sin. But then for the PSP remakes, they remade Persona 1 and then they remade Innocent Sin and they remade Eternal Punishment but didn't localize it. So it's like, what? Why would you do this? Um, but Atlas was a lot different back then. A lot different back then. Um, Soccer, how were you introduced? You being the most advanced dinosaur age of us all, you probably were at the midnight release of Revelations Persona, right? And you're like, I'm ready. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of a fake fan when it comes to five because and I think most of this conversation is going to be around the older games. Um, but I played Vanilla 5 and it took me it expectations ruin reality, you know? And I was on the Persona hype train obviously cuz I didn't mention it but you guys since you mentioned it, um there were two YouTubers that introduced me to the series. I used to listen to Podcast Beyond, if you guys know what that is, from IGN. And when they had Greg and Colin on there, they were kind of like the champions of the Vita. And they always mentioned how Persona 4 Golden is the best game on there. And then um, there's this other YouTuber, Yuri of Wind, that I used to watch a ton of. And he's just this. Oh, you've heard of Yuri of Wind? Uh, yeah, great YouTuber. But he was doing kind of a full playthrough. I don't think he ever finished it, but he was doing a full playthrough of Persona 3. And then he would also mention it here and there. So both of those kind of together were like, oh, you know, what is gaming outside of Call of Duty or the triple A games? It's like, oh, there's this whole other world called Double A Japan. And this is the best Double A Japan game, Persona 4 Golden. Um, but then when Persona 5 finally came around because I platinumed all the dancing games twice and I played Q and I played Arena and Ultimax and I genuinely liked all those games. I was like, yeah, they're different. Yeah, they're kind of fan servicey, but you know, I like it. I vibe with it. Um, but then 5 is just I don't know if it was a victim of its own hype or which is unfair to say because it is critically acclaimed and it brought millions of people into the Persona series and like I know people who played 5 first say that they love it and they think it's the best game, but there's just something about it that and I think part of it is how long it is because that game is freaking long. Like you can beat Persona 4 Golden in 65, 70 hours. Like it's not as far as JRPGs go. I mean, it's not Final Fantasy short, but it's still kind of short compared to like your Dragon Quest or any other third party JRPG and stuff like that. But man, 5 is and I've what this is all getting to is I've never played Royal. Like I played the first 20 minutes of it and I was just like, I'm not feeling it and I haven't gone back. Like my wife has beaten Persona 5 Royale, and I haven't. so, so I'm like the poser Persona fan over here, and that's what I've heard, which has made me kind of like a little hesitant too, because I've heard that there's a whole third semester, and geez, so it's longer, but the playtime is roughly the same. So I'm like, did they cut things out? Like, my brain just can't like calculate how did you add on content, but the game is the same length. Oh, is that what it is? So it's like all the grinding and stuff like that is just sped up. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's just the JRPG problem. Like every JRPG, because if you actually play the game and level up and stuff, it's like, well, the ending is going to be a cakewalk. Um, no, but okay, well, cool. That's so kind of have an idea now of like where our origins come from and things like that. Uh, Now I don't want to just jump into what is the best Persona game, even though we've kind of spoiled it. We've kind of already been like, well, we started with this one that I beat 19 times. It's like, do you think that's their favorite one? Maybe. I don't know. Um, actually, no, let's just jump into that because that'd be a lot easier. So, like, what is your guys' favorite Persona game? And I've already said Persona 4 Golden. It's fairly obvious that that is my favorite one. Soccer, I feel like yours might be a little more interesting. Hmm. You're also for vanilla or for golden? Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, do you? Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, Aaron Fitzgerald as Chie. Yeah. Dude, that's you know what, and they're going to change the voices because they did it with three. But the difference is, Persona 4 Golden has a legendary voice cast. Aaron Fitzgerald, Troy Baker, Yuri Lowenthal, Johnny Young. Like it's a legendary voice cast, and I think more than three because three was a good voice cast. Like you played through three, and it's like yeah, it's not bad, but you could tell that Atlas was still like. I don't want to say poor, but they were still like, oh, let's get the B actors and stuff like that. But then, yeah, yeah. So, and I think because when three came out, Shin Megami Tensei was still kind of like Persona wasn't big, and SMT was kind of like still their main thing. So that does make sense that they wouldn't invest as much into the Persona, the spin-off series that has been hit or miss up to that point. But yeah, dude, it's gonna be tough playing Revival and getting used to the new. I hope it doesn't ruin me. I mean, I got used to three, but even then, sometimes I play through Reload, or my wife actually right now is playing through Reload. She's working backwards. She beat five Royale, then she beat four Golden. Now she's playing through three Reload. I'm like, you're not getting any of the references because you're working backwards. Um, but I hear like Akihiko's voice sometimes. I'm like, that's not Akihiko. I'm like that's not him. That's someone pretending to be Akihiko. Or like Yukari or I mean some of them like Aigis' new voice actress and Mitsuru or Junpei. I think those are all pretty solid. But there's a couple. Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. But it's hard for me to be like, how is Rise not going to sound like Laura Bailey? Like how are they going to outperform Laura Bailey and Troy Baker? Like good luck. Yeah. That's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which, by the way, I just want to point out, I challenge anyone who doesn't know when he left to pinpoint when he left, because the guy they got to replace him, fucking perfect. I challenge anyone to do that. It's it's very close. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh no, I know. Well, yeah. I mean, it's burned into my brain to where, I mean, I know what it is, but I feel like a casual fan would, like, if you told them that, they'd be like, "Oh, really?" You know what I mean? Oh, I just thought it was him. I Ashley Birch. That's her name, Ashley Birch. Um, I think the conflict was The Last of Us. I'm pretty sure that she was doing The Last of Us, which, to be fair, hey, Laura, we need you because it was the dancing game. Laura, we need you for the dancing game for Persona or The Last of Us. That's a hard one to choose. Peak. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a little different because with Final Fantasy VII, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt that they didn't start with voice actors, and then they were very, those voices came from the spin-offs, and that's where it's like, even with Final Fantasy VII, what's canon, what's not? I guess everything's canon. That's a whole nother thing. We could sit here for 4 hours being like, okay, so what's Final Fantasy VII? It's like, I actually, I actually have a fairly good idea. I'm kind of obsessive with I mean, that's Final Fantasy VII series might be my top five gaming series. Put a pin on that. Um, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, yeah, that was rough. Yeah, yeah. I imagine what's going to happen is it's the same thing as three because they did bring back the old voice actors for three, but they gave him to much smaller side roles. Like I know the guy that voiced Akihiko in the first game voiced the police officer in the remake. Yukari's honestly, yeah. Um, and like they brought back every single voice actor. They just gave him much smaller roles. So I kind of liked how they were paying homage to the old while also bringing in the new. And I would hope and assume that's going to be something similar. So like, Chie might be they'll bring Erin Fitzgerald back and she'll be like, I don't know, the coach or something like that, or the change to a female coach, or Naoto's will be a detective that is some, you know what I mean, like that they'll do something to bring them back kind of like they did in Reload, because I can't imagine like, and even like Yuri Lowenthal's reaction where he was like, no, I want to be in it. um it's like, yeah, it's time to move on, but also I can't see Atlas just completely like, yeah, who cares about these guys. Yeah, it's going to be difficult because 4 also had a much longer legacy than 3. Three's legacy was kind of built up because of 4. Oh, oh, trust me. I listen. We were we were all on Twitter during pre 2015, or was it, when did Persona 5 come out? It was 15 in Japan and 16 in America, right? Was it 2017? It got delayed fucking 5 years. Like it kept getting delayed. Um, but if you're a Persona fan before that, and it's funny because people really don't remember this. It was a internal war between Persona 3 is the best because it's dark and it's gritty and it's real, or Persona 4 is the best because, it's got better characters and better themes. And then people like, Persona 4 is just Scooby Doo. That's the one you always hear. Is like, they just call it Scooby Doo. People die like an hour into the game. Like people are dying left and right at the beginning of that game. But it's bright and colorful. It's not emo like 3, which by the way, I love 3. And actually, I just want to know off the cuff, we've all played 3, right? Okay, haven't played all the way through. Okay, so this is more towards 11. 11. What's your favorite version of 3? Reload, original, Fez. That's a good answer. I like that. I like that. Oh yeah, I know. That's like when I used to tell my wife, I'm like, "Oh, I'm not a gamer." And she's like, "What are you talking about? You own hundreds of games." I was like, "No, but I'm not a gamer." Like there's a separation and a difference. I'm a person. Yeah. No, no, I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah. Um well, I'm going to champion my favorite version of Persona 3, and that would be Portable. I think Persona 3 Portable is, and I'm I'm kind of one of them. Was I upset that they were like, we didn't have enough time or resources to make the Persona 3 female route. It's like, actually, people have done it for free as a mod. Like, I don't know what Atlas is. This is a whole nother conversation. But I'm just continuing my thought. Persona 3 Portable, I like the best because it's the most content complete we've ever gotten Persona 3. Even with Reload, it's the most content complete. And the soundtrack for the main character, Fem MC route, it's fire. It's fire. The Way of Life, so good. So and that's why I was so disappointed that when they remade 3, they didn't remake Portable. I wanted them to remake Persona 3 Portable. But Atlas likes money, maybe a little too much. And that, I think, has a lot to do with their parent company because there's a very, very distinct before Sega, after Sega. And before Sega, they made their games, and yeah, sure, they made their definitive editions. What I think that's fine. I honestly do. Like they weren't the first company to do that. They weren't the first game to do that. You go back, you add some stuff in, it's your definitive version. Uh, but have you guys ever seen how much DLC is for Persona 5? It is over $100 worth of DLC. And have you ever seen how much DLC is for Persona 5 Royale, which includes all the DLC for Persona 5? It's over $100 for all of the DLC. If you want the complete, if you wanted to get the complete Persona 5 experience, you bought everything they gave out day one, you have spent over $300 on the game, the remake, and all the DLC. It's insanity. Um, and I feel like personally, and this is where it's hard because it's like, am I just an old fan? You know what I mean? Am I just old and nostalgic? But I feel like the the quality I don't think has dipped because I think the core of Atlas still they get video games still and they get Persona and they get JRPGs because like what I'm mentioning, but like Metaphor was fantastic, and they've the remake of Shin Megami Tensei was great, and then Shin Megami Tensei 5 was great. So I think they understand that, but the the quality of the spin-offs has gone down. And the way that they've just kind of crapped out some, it's particularly the dancing games because I am a Persona 4 Dancing All Night fan. Like I love that game. I love the story. Is it fan servicey as hell? Absolutely. But it's Persona 4 Dancing All Night, it was good. It had its DLC, which was for dancing games. It wasn't even that egregious because I was really big into rhythm games at the time on the Vita, and like the Hatsune Miku games, and I even played like the Love Live games, and there's some others, and their DLC would be like $30, and the Persona one was like relatively priced. But dude, those dancing spin-off games, which I get are like old now, but still, they were half baked. The remixes really weren't that good. Um, and the DLC was expensive. What? Why? You have the inside scoop? Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yep, yep. They were. Oh no, I have. My wife beat the game. Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No, for sure. I totally agree. Yeah. It was one of the most disappointing in recent memories, disappointing video game launches that I've had because I was so excited for it, and then it was like just the music alone, like forget the story or all the other content stuff like that. Just you could tell that yeah, they bit off way too much and they're trying to have their cake and eat it too because they're like, well, we want the old fans with Persona 3, but we have all these influx of new fans with Persona 5, so let's do both, I guess. And it's like, no, or just focus on one at a time, and those new Persona 5 fans can fucking wait like we waited, and they'll get Persona 5. Um, yeah, so it's, yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, well, to be fair, the dude that made it left, so like that kind of makes sense, you know? Yeah. Ah, 2007 was a good year. That was, yeah, I was gonna say Modern Warfare is when a lot of people went, hold up. That's a good one. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's so much, but the hype was there, you know? People are hyped for it. A lot of new ones. 2007, I think, because that was the 360 getting all of its exclusives. Uh huh. Uh huh. No, Crackdown was big. Talk about a fucking loaded year, dude. Mm-hmm. Drake's Fortune was 2007. Dude, we yearned for years like 2007. We yearned for years like 2007. We 2017, that's true. 2017 was another bank. Oh, dude, next year question mark. We are due because it's been kind of bleak lately with video games. It's been like it's been so fucking drab. And but no, that makes sense. And I do credit, I kind of, I mean, you guys might not know this, but long listeners of the Gaming Blog podcast will know that I kind of, overhyped the Vita, and I'm like, yeah, it's the best console ever made, stuff like that, which I do believe. I don't believe it's the best console anymore, but at the time of it releasing, I do believe that it had a lot of quality AA games, and the technology that it was running for the time was very impressive. The memory cards, stupid, stupid, stupid. I've wasted hundreds of dollars on those stupid failed memory cards. And the back touchpad, completely gimmicky and not needed, a waste of money. But everything else about it is truly great, and I credit Persona 5 success to the Vita's failure, because the Vita failing in the AAA space made millions of people who bought a Vita go, what the hell do I play? And it's like, what's next? And it's like, well, do you need something long that's not called the Neptune series? Because if you don't like that, Persona 4 Golden, and I know for a fact there were hundreds of or thousands of people like me where I played Persona 4 Golden, and I went to my best friend and was like, dude, you gotta play this game. And he was like, dude, I don't have a PlayStation Vita. And it's like, okay. I let him borrow my Vita. I was like, fucking borrow it and play through it. And then like my wife and stuff like that. And like, it was such an impactful game for so many of us that we were like, no, you play it and you play it and you play it and you play it, because they had that core audience on the Vita that was just hungry for AAA games. And then just kind of spread like wildfire. So, but that makes sense, because for Golden and Persona 3, Fez particularly, because 3 still had to where you couldn't control the your teammates and stuff like that, is a little antiquated in that way. But you would think that Fez had a bigger like pop. But I do think it was, yeah, the scene was just different at that time, like Japan was still kind of like, people looked at you weird if you liked Japanese games back then. Like, believe it or not, audience, because everyone in America loves Japan now. Everyone loves Japan now. Oh my gosh. They don't, these kids, dude, they walk around with their mangas and talking about anime, and like, and it's everyone. I'm not exaggerating when I say it's everyone. And I'm like, you guys have, and not just our generation, it's because of people like us. Because when we grew up, you're fucking weird if you like anime. You're the weird nerd. What are you looking at? What are you playing? Like, what? That's not. Mm-hmm. Or any of this shit. Yeah. Jujutsu Kaisen and all that. Yeah. No, it's yeah. It's crazy, but I do shout out to Tsunami. Shout out to Tsunami. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like that's was my exposure to anime was Tsunami. Yeah. Every Mexican loves. Oh man. That got him. That's hilarious. I actually love that stat. That's a great statistic. Um, but yeah, I did find that interesting though, listing all the and a lot of first person shooters. You know, like a lot of first person shooters. Trials. Oh, Danganronpa fans. That's right. Well, I was gonna say Trials of Cold Steel was kind of like that game that came out on Vita, where people were like, "Oh, it's like Persona 4 Golden because it does have the day system, and you kind of have those bonds." And I know that the Trial series has kind of gone a little deeper into that, but they're also very its own thing. Yeah, and it's much nicher. But yeah, Danganronpa 2 was kind of that. Yeah, there was a weird intersect between Persona fans and Danganronpa fans. I mean, I definitely played all three. Well, I was never on Tumblr, but mm, Naegi. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, and the themes are similar, where it's like centered around high schoolers. It's got this dark edge to it, but also it's oddly lighthearted. Like Danganronpa is like a weird juxtaposition where it's like, hey, go give a present to your friend and bond up and stuff, and oops, they died. It's like they're murdered now. Or they killed someone and now you gotta watch them get brutally executed. It's like, I had a present for that guy. I was gonna rank up with him. It's like he's dead now. Never mind. Um, that kind of makes sense. And yeah, you're totally right about that being like right there. That the connection. No, yeah. I mean, me too. I just forgot. Yeah. And then three came out, and three was like another series you can thank the PlayStation Vita for. You're welcome, people. You like Danganronpa? Yeah. Well, guess what? You wouldn't fucking be here if it weren't for people like us. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to get too in the weeds with Danganronpa, but that's another interesting thing that we could talk about for a while because yeah, no, absolutely, and it's a little different because Persona has kind of stepped. I don't know if that's the right word, and it's probably more like maybe I'm just not as into it as I used to be, but I feel like they've stepped away from that because there was a time, again, going back to those spin-offs where it was every year there was something. Every year you got Arena, Q, Dancing, Q2, Arena Ultimax, Persona 5. Like it was like we got this on a yearly release thing, and it's like, oh, this is cool. And I was excited for like, all right, Persona 5 Arena, let's go. Because I like the fighting games. I think they're solid games. I know. Well, Q2, they gave up. They didn't even do an English dub of it. They're just like, there, whatever. No one's playing the 3DS anymore. The Switch has been out for 2 years. It's like, well, why'd you make it for the? And I'm hoping that because they've ported the Etrian Odyssey games, which is what Q is based off of. It's the same style of gameplay to at least PC. I'm not sure if they've ported it to consoles. They might have. I feel like it's on Switch as well, but I'm not sure. And I'm hoping. It's true. I would imagine that they wouldn't dub it because Atlas doesn't like spending money. That's true. Series. Yeah. No, I know. Oh, I know. Trust me. I know. You're talking to a huge Yakuza fan as well, and that's another series that, even more than Persona, because I say I'm not as big of a fan, but that's because I was an obsessive fan, like, day in and day out, scouring eBay for things and, like, reading all the news and stuff. Now I'm more like, well, of course I have the vinyl pre-order, duh, but, like, I'm not that big of a fan, you know? Yeah, I went to the concert in January in LA, duh. Which, by the way, I know my initial reaction was very negative on that concert. I've started warming up a bit to it. I think I'm glad I went and had the experience, but it was another example of just the effort doesn't feel like it's there. But oh, for sure, there was no band. There was no band. There was no band. How do you have a live performance? And like, Lotus Juice was there, Lynn was there, like the singers were there, and they had one guitar for like a third of the songs. And then it was so weird because he sat the guitar down and it just sat there for the rest of the songs and everything else was recorded. And I was like, I came here to hear live music. But that's another thing, you know, because that is what it is. Yeah, it's unfortunate that that's the route that they've taken because they have made spin-off games. They made Tactica. They made Strikers. They made, wasn't there one more? I mean, the Phantom X obviously, but that's a whole nother conversation. I feel like there's one more Persona. Yes, that's what the Phantom X is all for. Is for China. Mm-hmm. Mm. Persona 5X is actually, and this is not an exaggeration. Yeah, my bad. The Phantom X is the first Persona game I've ever played where I actually said I don't like this. Like, I didn't. I kind of despise the characters. I think the story is stupid, like really stupid. I don't even really like the music. The music sounds, it feels like a parody of Five. It doesn't feel like Persona music, which is weird. And maybe that's, yeah, and maybe it has to do with it being jazz, and jazz is kind of like that messy interpretation style of music, and you can only have so much jazz before it kind of just sounds like a parody of jazz. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, well, yeah, it's jazz music still, I guess, but I allow you to correct him. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Um, it's so weird. It's so I just this. You know what the actual problem is? They start you mementos in that game, and I despise mementos. Like that's like starting a Persona 3 game. They're like, you're in Tartarus right away on floor 20. It's like, Well, yes, but the game doesn't start in Tartarus. Like the game, there's some building up, and you learn about characters and kind of the weird world that it's in, and things introduced. I'm pretty sure the Phantom X starts you in Mementos, and you're just like, where am I? I don't know. Run around Mementos. It's like, no, I don't want to. Yeah, right. It's like, I hope you really like five. Um, yeah, yeah. No, I know that was supposed to be. That was I don't want to say sarcasm, but that's what that was like. What? Oh, they do? Huh? Are you serious? I don't play those games. I really don't. I don't play any of those games. Oh, well, sure, yeah. Yeah, I know them. The most sexualized game that I play, like I genuinely play, are the Dead or Alive. I was gonna say the fighting game, but then I was like, I have put a shameful amount of hours into the beach volleyball games. Like, I do own all of them. I do own all of them. So you know what? Yeah, that's my most shameful. Like, but those are like at that point, I'm like beach volleyball. Like, it's again approaching a parody. Like, this is ridiculous how much it is. It's not fan service-y. It's fan service. But no, I just like the gameplay. I like rock climbing and playing beach volleyball. It's great. Hmm. Okay, I have a couple questions for you guys in regards to Persona. Also, I have no idea how long you guys want to do this because I'm just gonna let you know right now. They tend to run long in the tooth, so send me a sign. Start like hitting tap out or something because okay. So some of these are gonna be ridiculous questions, but it'll lead into something that is genuine. Okay. First, have you guys ever tried to stick your hand in a TV? And you have to be honest. You gotta be honest. Oh, come on. You've never just been. You feel the static coming? Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess. Yeah. And then your fingers get dust. And then you see the lines and you're like, oh, now I gotta wipe this whole thing down. Well, I guess I'm the only one with an imagination because I definitely have touched the TV before being like, well, what if? Right? The second there's fog, I look at those fucking telephone poles. It's true. I can't believe they made Shibuya Crossing based on the Persona 5. I was gonna name a famous jazz artist, but I don't fucking know any. I was gonna be like, that dude ripped off Persona 5. Like, I don't know any famous jazz people. Wait, who's the one? Who's the one blind guy? I don't think he was piano though. He wasn't jazz. I don't know. Yeah, Ray Charles. Like that. That's not jazz. Okay. My serious question was, and again, I think what's there's no shame here because I already said I have not beaten one. I've gotten a very considerable. I've got a far amount into two, but I haven't beaten two. But I've gotten like a lot into two, and then I haven't beaten Royale. I've beaten the rest though. Oh, except I have never beaten Persona 4 Vanilla, ever. I've tried many times, but the voice acting gets me every time. I can't do it. I can't do. I'm like that is, Chie. Teddy's fine. Teddy, I don't mind. But Chie, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah. Yeah. It's actually, I've seen. Go ahead. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, yeah, I've seen those behind the scenes things where she just recorded all of her lines. It's not like they redid it, and she just kind of like ad libbed and was like, "Well, here's the scene, there's theirs," and then you talk back to them, but she's talking to herself. Like no one else is really there. Um, but so going into that, and any answer is valid. If there was a Persona game that you would want remade, what would it be? Persona 4. Yeah. Gold. Yeah, the PS1 trilogy. Yeah, for sure. At least not right now. Y- well, well, I was gonna say like yeah, kind of like when we're talking about a remake, think like Final Fantasy 7 level remake where the game is changed. Like you can keep because I think again I don't have too much experience. Persona 1 is definitely like the first game because I don't think the cast is super strong. There's some interesting things there and some lore that's there, but like in the first person stuff is jarring. But even like it does. Yes, yes. So it'd be much harder remaking that game because you would have to almost fundamentally change the entire game. Um, Persona 2, on the other hand, that game takes place over a much longer span of time, and there's enough events that happen, and they're about the right age. They're in high school, which I know Persona 1 was in high school, but again, Persona 1 is strange. Um, but and I know this is a cliche answer. Oh, actually, Levin, I didn't even ask what I mean. Were you serious about Persona 4? Is that the one that you would want to remake? Okay. No, yeah, I said one. So okay. Eh, I feel like what's the game that's been remade twice? Ocarina of Time. No, I'm kidding. that game, that game has been remade twice. Yeah, actually, that those have been. Yeah. Uh, that the obvious I think the obvious answer and the cliche answer is Persona 2, where I think you have the villain that's intriguing with the Joker. You have honestly the story again, haven't beaten it, but I'm like I know I'm over halfway through it of both games. I played half of Eternal Punishment and half of Innocent Sin. I just haven't beat either of them because the combat, I'm just not into it. Like I've tried and tried and tried, but it's just not fun when I play it. It's so slow and antiquated with the combat. Yes. Yeah, and that's why I was it's a reimagining. Yeah, but it still follows those core kind of plot points, and I would want that as well. Like reimagine Persona 2, make it do you want to do the year-long calendar thing? Go ahead, do that. But even then, I think it would be super interesting and very bullish if they're like you don't go to school because you don't go to school in Persona 2. You don't. It starts at a school and then you leave. So if they could figure out a way, like maybe if you're playing as Maya, you go to work instead, and you can kind of have like that newspaper thing there and something like that, and still have the daily routine going and the social links going and stuff like that. Um, but I think that would be super cool, super ballsy, and I think it would kind of make sense too because I don't think it's a coincidence that we're almost 10 years out from Persona 5 and we have nothing of Persona 6. We have nothing. They're remaking 3. They remade 3. They're remaking 4 cuz I mean at this point like what do you do? Where do you go? You've done the small town, you've done the city, you've done the artificial city. Like, do you just do it again and do 20 social links again? It's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Even talked about Yakuza a couple times. They changed it up drastically with Like a Dragon, and that worked. Like, it was ballsy and it was like fundamentally changing the game, but they still had those core things there. So I'd like to see a remake of 2 where they kind of did the same thing, you know, like make it a little modern, but don't make it like I don't want Persona 4 but with Persona 2, you know? Yeah, and you know, and even if they went 2D still, I mean, I think Persona 2 looks fantastic. Like it's some that era of pixel art like between the mid 90s and early 2000s where people freaking nailed it. That's some of my favorite game art of all time. Um and I think if they stuck with the pixel art that would a lot of people would be like, we don't like this, unfortunately. But I do think it would be super super cool if and they used I don't know if they do them anymore, but I know Atlas used to do those fan surveys constantly. Um and like it was one of the questions like would you be interested in a Persona 2 remake? And like man, when I tell you I clicked yes like 20 times. I know it only counts as one vote. I was like yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Well, and knowing Atlas, they would flip the assets and make you buy the same game twice still. But if they wanted to, yeah, they could. I mean, you could be really creative with it or something like that, right? But I'm thinking like they could even like get really creative with it. Like you play part like the first 5 hours as Maya, and then some sort of because it's about like time travel or like dimensional shift and stuff like that. So like if you could somehow go back and forth between the characters, like they could be really creative with this shit. But again, it would be very risky and very ballsy. And they're clearly doing the safe bets right now with let's remake 3 and 4. We know we're gonna sell 5 million copies each between these. Um, but that yeah, I have no idea. And you know, this might be an interesting question for you guys too, but like what do you think is after 4 remake? Because I do feel like we're at a very, very weird place in this series. Like what the hell comes next? 'Cause I feel like even after 3 remake, people are like, yeah, they'll remake 4. Like it's gonna happen. They're gonna do that. Um, but now it's like, where do we go? No, absolutely. Well, it's about to be once every other generation because I'm gonna be that guy. Persona 5 is a PlayStation 3 game. It is a PS3 game, and we're getting closer to the end of the beginning of of the PlayStation 5. Arena? I don't know. At GTA 5, that's true. That's true. To be fair, to be fair, Atlas has made a lot more games than one. Like Rockstar's made one game since then. Atlas has made like they did make Catherine before Persona 5. It was the Persona team that made Metaphor, to be fair. So like they decided to do something new because I think the thing was like they split the Persona team and half of it made Metaphor, half of it made the remakes of Persona 3 and now Persona 4. So I mean it's like basically confirmed that Persona 6 is not being worked on. And it hasn't been, like, maybe pre-planning, but nothing aside from that. So, yeah, man, it's just like, I think there's going to be more spin-offs or more... I hear the remake thing, but it's so hard as a fan who's been here since 2012 to think, oh, we're finally going to get the 1 and 2 remake now. I'm like, those games are even older now. It's like, who actually remembers? They're not even accessible. Who remembers Persona 1 and 2? Yeah, the OG fans are being like, oh, I remember the PlayStation 3, and people are being like, I started on the PS4 or the PS5, I guess, but most would be on the PS4, which, by the way, that was the smartest move Atlas has ever made when they said Persona 5 is going to release on PS3 and PS4, because it was PS3 only for a very long time. But that was a very smart move. Let's say good bottom. Uh, I don't know. I'm That was the beginning of the end for me. I'm glad they didn't, because Nintendo Nintendo's great, and like they make fantastic games, and their consoles are interesting. There's never been a boring Nintendo console, for better or for worse. But their game studios, the way that they manage their studios, I personally am not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the way, especially when you like, the problem is they're so secretive. But when you kind of dig into the weeds of like, what was going on with Metroid Prime 4? What was going on with Retro? What was going on with this production pipeline? Oh, it wasn't that great. And even like their second party relationship with Game Freak and stuff. It's like, okay, yeah, make this game that we know doesn't run well and looks like crap. Who cares? They're going to buy 20 million copies. It's like, that's who I want owning my gaming developer? Not really. No, no, thank you. You get Niantic, but with personas. Go around capturing personas. You know, we did get Joker in Smash though, so that would be kind of sick. Imagine like freaking Persona Smash and then fucking Luigi jumps out. It's like it's Mama Luigi, dude. You can fight boos and shit. Mario with it. Mario with a gun. And you know, maybe that's a sign of hope too, because Persona 5 did bring back a lot of things from the OG games. Like the use of weapons was heavy in Persona 1 and 2. The way that the Velvet Room kind of changed a little bit was more inspired from the older games. Um, I know there's a couple other things too. I can't. It's been 10 years, so it's hard to remember. But oh, the demon. Yes, the demon negotiation and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So there are things there of like, okay, you're already kind of figuring out how to modernize all these things. I think the next logical step, and maybe, you know, that would be a hell of a bold move, being like, Persona 2 is our next game, but it's going to be as big as Persona 5. Because if they remade that game, I don't know how much of Persona 2 you guys have played, but it is a big ass game. The only thing is that you traverse it with just a little mini marker, but even then the areas are still huge. They're just pixelated, so they seem small. So to remake that game would be, again, Final Fantasy VII levels of like, oh, this is going to be a task to do. Like, this is going to take a long time to do. And they don't even want to remake the Persona 3 female route because it's too big or it's too much. So I don't know, man. Ah! I was gonna say, they made DLC for 3. Yeah. Yes. Yep. The you go back for the epilogue, and it's not much. Not that. Oh. You're talking about the true ending. You're talking about the true ending. March, April. What happens in Golden Week during that year? Uh. Golden Week. I'm put on the spot. I don't like this. uh. Was Golden Week during the Arena Games? Yeah, that was the Arena Games, right? Where they're coming back, and then the weird whatever happens. That's interesting. That is an interesting take on it. Yeah. Arc Systems is too busy. Like I honestly believe that's the reason why we never got Persona Arena 5 is because Arc System Works is just they got too much shit going on. Like credit credit to them though, they put out good shit. Like Arc System Works puts out good stuff. So I'm never upset about that. The Tonkin game, that game looks sick. Uh I like that thought because I've never considered like, oh, let's take the spin-off games and incorporate. No, I like that, and it would be interesting. I think, yeah, because the problem with the Persona 3 was easy because the answer was already a separate DLC that was literally sold separately in Japan. Like there's a case that's just Fez, which is the answer, and then they combined it for the American release. So and it's an epilogue. It takes place after. The problem with Persona 4 Golden's stuff that they added was it's not in the middle of the game, but it's not at the end of the game either. So could you sell a game like Persona, have people beat through the game, and then sell DLC that is a big chunk of the game? Like Marie is a huge chunk. Like she is integral, and unlike Persona 3, I think the difference between 3 and Fez content wise between the game isn't major. Like the biggest thing was the Margaret stuff. Or not Elizabeth, my bad. The Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. But even then, oh yeah, it's you had to either know your shit and have a, a notepad where you wrote everything out, or you got on Game Facts and said, "Someone help me." Um, but even then, like they're kind of reorganizing things, and they to their credit, even though they sold us what was it like $25-$30 DLC, they did add more things. Like I like those fake social links with the male party members because they never had a social link. I thought those were really cool in Reload, because it gave more purpose and more character to your teammates, which you didn't have in the original. So there's there's really nothing like that in 4 that you would need to do because they already perfected that in 4. So the only thing they'd be doing would be taking things away. Unless unless you all meet up at the Amagi Inn. That'd be kind of cool. Nighttime, go to the Amagi Inn and people are just hanging out there. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, but think about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, 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 for sure. I think you're onto something because there a lot of that stuff does exist in Persona 4 Golden. Like when you get your motorcycle license, if you notice, they're always sitting in front of the gas station and you can take a ride with them. And then that's where you can like learn new abilities or you can get back old abilities and stuff like that. So enhancing that a specific way, making it a little more structured because I think half that shit you're saying, I was kind of like you where my first or second playthrough, I didn't know. I was like I didn't know this existed. Yes. Hmm. I never knew that. He said, dude, listen, I like you, but 5 days, that's a lot. No, that's fair. Uh huh. Uh huh. Yeah. And I know there was at least one run where I screwed myself and I was like, one person was just stuck at 8 and I had to beat the game and I was like, and I had already gotten the like trophy for all of it. This was like a run or two later or something like that. But I was just like, well, we're not having that perfect ending, but if it was like I or someone like that. Like it was a side character, or like the kid you tutor, and I was just like, you know what, we're not really friends anyway, so it'll be okay. Yeah. Oh, well, she's very of that era. That was a very popular character in anime at that time. Yeah, but yeah. I hear what you're saying, but it is you can definitely tell in Golden like when it's an original Persona 4 scene and when it's a Golden scene because yeah, it tonally feels a little different. I did really like though the every Marie social link they included so many people in it. Like it was never just you and her. It was very rarely you and her, but it was also always like, oh, Chi and Yukiko are there. There's Kanji. There's Yosuke. Or now we got the whole group here. You know what I mean? And just yeah, deepening that a little more. And no, yeah, they do. Yukiko gives me a glare. I wouldn't know. Never dated her. That'd be kind of sick. Where would you put the oh, what's her name? The daughter from the ramen shop. Where would you put her in the iceberg? hmm Oh, dude, oh my god, that is one of my favorite animes. Like just period. It is so funny, as they should. Uh huh. When you get to get to summer break. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or the Persona 3 movies, which I think the movies are fine too, but I think the Persona 4 anime is or the Persona 4 Golden anime, which that was a choice. I don't think it's I don't think it's bad. It yeah, no, yeah. It is. I'll just say that I think the Persona 4 Golden anime was an interesting way of doing it because they even say it's like a new game plus and like the you knows things and he's ultra powerful. I don't know. It was just very interesting. Um, but yeah, but at the end of the day, it is just a show. to to be fair, to be fair though, if you ever date Naoto, you're kind of an asshole. If you ever date Naoto, like okay, maybe there's not a right choice, but there are wrong choices. And dating Naoto is a wrong choice. Yeah, she's cool. No. Yeah, that's from the manga. I'm sorry. I took soccer. I stole your thunder. Yeah. Soccer. You were about to interject there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That'd be interesting. Like really. Well, I don't think it necessarily has to be, and I think that's kind of what and this is getting to like you really have to reimagine what Persona is because I mean, again, we live in a post Final Fantasy VII remake world where and I would even argue that Persona 3 Reload that probably started production around when remake was coming out, so they already had a good idea of what they wanted to do. But Atlas isn't, I mean, they're not stupid and they're not deaf. They heard the maybe warranted, maybe not criticism of Persona 3 Reload being like it's too similar and it's the same game and you're charging $70 for this and you're making a DLC and stuff like that. And Final Fantasy 7 is moderately successful. Like the remake part one was very successful. I think it sold like more than Persona 5, which Final Fantasy is obviously bigger than Persona. But still, like Persona was kind of coming to take its cake for a while. And then I know Rebirth, the sales haven't been as high, but it's also in the middle of a trilogy and things tend to dip before they spike back up. But no, what Soccer's saying of like, maybe you have sections that it's not dungeon crawling, like it is purely exploration, or it is like more of that expanding on the social links because they have expanded on dungeon crawling. Like the dungeons are different and they're more unique in 5 at least. I know in 3, well even in 3 they kind of try to change it up a bit with like those special doors and some other things here or there, but at the end of the day it's a 240 level dungeon. uh but like thinking what's the next step for the social links and how do we like expand on that, and what if there is a section, because Marie is a very unique and special character and people that played the game know that she is a very significant character too. uh why not have a section where you're literally walking through her shoes and like you kind of explore this different gameplay in this different way. I mean, I find that wildly intriguing, and like that would be really interesting too. Like, oh, refresh the series, keep it new, and keep it kind of engaging. Yeah, no, absolutely. And Persona 4 Golden or Persona 4 does have much bigger, more impactful decisions than 3. Like that the endings and the choices you can make are fundamentally different than in 3. In 3 it's well well yeah, that's true, but I was saying even with like the one of the new social links, like you can get a very dark ending, a very like evil ending. It's like, what if you expand on that more? Like that would be crazy. And like you could do some Force Awakens 2 shit. You know what I mean? Like turn to the dark side type stuff. That would be cool though. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Remember, 2008 Japan, like it's a whole different world. No, no, I know, but just saying like if it's a weird thing to say, it's like, well, yeah, contextually, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's true. Oh, got you cooking? You forgot it. That's okay. Well, when we were talking about like different gameplay styles and different concepts and reimagining like what this game could be like, um, there you go. Uh, yeah. No. I mean, that'd be trippy and that'd be interesting too. Maybe, and if they want DLC, there's your DLC right there. Like that moment could be the DLC. That could be interesting and like an alternate reality type thing that's happening. Um, I in the base game though, I don't know if you would. That would be a ballsy move because now you're getting to the point of, oh, everything you did didn't matter, and that could. Yes, that's true. I do think. That's true. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, just whenever it was a one-on-one fighting match, just make that a boss battle. Like you could, I feel like you could pretty easily make that a dungeon crawler. Yeah. Baby's first persona. Yo, why are you mentioning Persona 5 in here? I'm kidding. Persona 5 actually gets kind of difficult. There are sections of it that it's like, oh, this is not messing around. No, I. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember. I remember. I was. We were there. We were in the trenches. I remember seeing my wife getting frustrated at that part, and it was. It was so funny too because I was like, she was like, "Can you help me?" And I was like, "No, I haven't played it." that is true because yeah, you get that perspective in the arena games. But I do like and kind of what you're saying to soccer, the the antagonist of four is much more well known. I'm avoiding spoilers like nobody's business. It's a person that people can yeah, it would be an appreciated DLC. It's not like if you yeah, it's not like if you made a DLC of the villain of Persona 3, it's like Nyx, like you know, like there's actually a lot of opportunity there and people already have like a, an attaching point. Like they're already like, "Oh, I would want to see more of this." Those are some of my favorite scenes in the anime is when they kind of show their yeah, they build on them more. So yeah. It's best yeah, because they're in arena as well. Yeah. Well, and they've experimented with that in five because it was DLC, which I guess is what we're talking about right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, mm-hmm. Yeah. Or they'll have metaphor stuff too. Like they'll do all their things. Yeah. Ooh, that would be cool. Um, I do think probably gonna wrap up here soon because we're approaching the 2 hour mark. Which, by the way, like I think it's fantastic, and I think that if and when we all ever get together again, like I like the dynamics that we have here, and it's working really well. Yeah. Now, and I think that's great. I'm hoping that people will, gravitate towards it because it seems like I mean, hopefully it's reflecting that a we are intelligent and b like we know what we're talking about too. So and I'm liking the ideas like as a Persona fan, it's really cool talking to other fans and being like, oh yeah, I have so much fucking knowledge of this game series and I never thought of it that way, or I never even considered these things of like, yeah, that would be really, really cool. I never thought of make Arena into a DLC that's traditional or turn the concepts of the game on its head and like flip it around, which, ending this podcast here and maybe this will be an hour more, but I do think the way the because games are reactionary and they build off one another. And even with the Persona series going into five, I think five is an answer to Final Fantasy in a way because Final Fantasy was kind of going away from turn based with 15 and then of course 16 it goes almost full action. I mean it is full action, it's not even almost, it is. Um but Persona kind of doubled down and said no, we want to refine and retune and tune up on all these mechanics. But then elephant in the room, Expedition 33. And Expedition 33 has flipped what turn-based combat can be. And it's sold millions and it's won I don't know if this is true, but I'm pretty sure it's won way more Game of the Year. Persona 5 didn't even win Game of the Year. I think Overwatch won that year or some shit. Like it was or Breath of the Wild, which I understand that. Like if there's a game to beat Persona 5, Breath of the Wild is the game to beat Persona 5. But now it's going to be interesting because I'm sure that a lot of Persona fans played Expedition 33 and personally, I'm only I've heard, but I'm go ahead tell the class. You're saying Persona 4 and 5? Yeah, and that's the thing is like it's iterating on now, which Persona hasn't released enough games to become stale. So it's like you can't become old if you never. It's Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto is not old because there is no six. You have five. But it's going to be interesting now to see like what, because we've even seen like with 3 Reload, the Thorogy, and like they're still experimenting a little here and there. It's like, what more do we do to make it more engaging or fresh and new? So talking about new mechanics and new story and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, I wonder what this is really going to look like. Like, I hope they don't go full action and like with combo decks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, yeah. So like you could it'd be a little more strategic about it and stuff because it was very random in the game. Like there'd be like twin dragons, or I think every pair like it was Kanji and Naoto, Yosuke and Teddy, Chie and Yukiko. They all, yeah, they all had theirs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're the wild card baby. No, that's a good point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, for sure. And the thing was that everything just became Final Fantasy X after a while. Or I guess it would be Dragon Quest was the original. Just that very like turn based. You pick your moves, that's it, and it's like that's what it's gonna be. Um, but yeah, that's interesting and like expanding on the core gameplay and the combat. But I think you got to be careful with that though. Like if they were like you can parry or you have to parry now, that's where I'd be like, because I'm gonna be honest, I have tried Expedition 33 like 4 different times, and I love the music. The story's interesting enough. It's not like my favorite thing in the world. It's like, okay, this dystopian kind of interesting. Every year it counts down. It's like, okay, it's interesting. Um, but the combat for me, it's it's just a little too actiony for me. Like I don't like the dodging and the parrying system and stuff. I'm old school. Like I want. Are you talking about like the new Yakuza style? Yeah, yeah. Like it doesn't have big impact on the combat, but if it's something to keep you engaged. Yeah, something like that. I was gonna say like Paper Mario or even the South Park games kind of did that, where it was like block at the right time and you get the power up, or hit the button at the right time, and maybe Persona experiments with that a little bit. But I also think it's okay if they're just like it's a JRPG. We'll have our gimmick here where, yeah, Levin, I think what you said was again there's something I completely forgot about, but yeah, those combo moves and stuff like that, instead of having them be random, um, you can integrate them. Yeah, which Persona 3 did well, not just with the third G, but what I always think of is the dual personas, where you could like have like I know Orpheus and Apsaris. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Where you can kind of like have two, and it makes this powerful persona attack. Mm-hmm. Where they just glance at each other. um. Yeah. Yeah. And those are some core. I think those are core mechanics of the series now. Like you can't take that out. So yeah, they're gonna have to integrate that in. I did want to mention though, the whole using multiple personas. That's a Persona 2 thing. Persona Fusion. That's it. That's Persona 2. So yet again, another thing that little things here. Like, hey, you already got that system built. Just make it, remake it. Come on. Yeah, there was some SMT in that. Mm-hmm. Yep, yep. That's where Persona started was with if. Uh, I desperately. Hey, I was gonna say SMT is pretty solid though. Oh, the 3DS games, the 3DS games. My, you know what? No, I've never played them. You know why? Because I don't know if you knew this, but 3DS carts not the best thing in the world. I've had two cartridges die on me. You know what those are? Persona Q and SMT4 Apocalypse. They're both Atlas games. Yeah, I've had a couple Switch games like that, but these 3DS games are just dead. And I looked it up, and apparently that's just a thing. Like if you don't use them after a while, they just die. And it's like, oh, that's great. I love that. Thanks, Nintendo. So literally the 3DS library. Well, that's why we got emulation, right? Not that we would ever emulate around here, but that's why we got emulation. Um, Dude, shout out to Mother. Do you remember everyone being like, oh yeah, the Thor thing looks sick. I think it's more don't want to. They just don't want to. Yeah. Well, but here's the thing, and you know what? They were doing that with the mini consoles, and then they realized, wait a minute, we could sell you, we could sell you a mini console for $60, and you got 20 games, right? Or just what you said, we can make you pay $15 a month for the rest of your life. Uh-huh. But the problem is, I'm the problem is though is that like it's kind of scummy. You will own nothing, but also like it's kind of a good deal. you know, like $15 a month. I know. I did. I have a fun little anecdote because it reminded me of this talking about those failed 3DS games. So there was children of the viewership. There was this time called the Nintendo eShop. No, not the Switch shop, but long before that, the shop on the 3DS and the Wii, and it was shut down. And mere days before it was shut down, like many other people, I was like, well, I gotta buy some games because the FOMO is kicking in. And I was going through, and I was like, honestly, there weren't many games on either shop that I was like, oh, I have to have this. A lot of shovelware, a lot of shovelware. Or I already own. No knights either. No, this was just shovelware, just dirt. No knights anywhere. Um, but this is when I found out because I was like, oh, I'll update all the 3DS games, even though you can still update them today. I was just like, just have it all out of the way. And this is when I found out my Persona Q game didn't work. And I was like, oh god, this game is going to cost a lot of money, and I don't want to buy it again. So, well, here's the thing. This is what I did. But I appreciate that. I emailed Atlas, and I said, through my years of podcast listening, especially to I used to, like I said, listen to Podcast Beyond a lot. Dabbled in Kind of Funny a little bit, but then it got a little too corporate for me. And now it's just some gaming podcasts here and there. But through listening to all these podcasts, you hear stories about reviewers and stuff, and you hear about like kind of how the gaming system works. And I remember hearing how like, oh yeah, gaming companies have just thousands of codes for reviews that just sit there unused. So I emailed Atlas and I said, hey, listen, my Persona Q copy just broke. And like, would it be possible for you to send me a digital code? I would appreciate it. And I got a response, and they said, no, that we don't have that. We don't just have codes laying around. And I responded, and I said, listen, I know you do. I was like, I know you have thousands of unused codes just laying around the office. You don't have to do this, but I would greatly appreciate if you did. The next email, they're like, there you go, man. They just gave me a code. They're just like, there you go. And I got Persona Q. But after the first response, I was like, whatever. So I bought it. I bought it digitally on one of my 3DSs, and I have two 3DSs. So I bought it digitally on one, and then they sent me the code. So I was like, I'll put this on the other one, I guess, because I had two separate accounts as well. But that was one of the coolest like knowledge of the industry moments of my life. Where I was like, no, I was like, listen, man, I know you have it. Like I've heard enough people talk about this. We'll see. And the thing, I think at that point, the shop was literally closing in 24 hours. So at that point, it's like, why do you care? Just literally give the free code for free. Yeah, I think that's what happened of like, oh, he's right. And like, these are garbage. Like literally they're useless after tomorrow. So just give them the code, So that was one of the last good guy Atlas moments that I've ever experienced where, and not to say I've had bad guy moments, but I used to really Nintendo would I was gonna say Nintendo would never. They would be like, actually you can buy the new deluxe version for $80 on the Nintendo Switch 2. It's like, no thank you. How how dare he ask for a free game? I'd be like, hey, I didn't emulate it. I was it broke. It just broke. Um and subscribe to stream, which I'll give it to them. Like I get excited for every new GameCube release. Gale Darkness, dude. I'm like, okay, I'm on that shit. Like I'm yeah, those ROM hacks that you've been talking about, they seem pretty sick. Oh, okay, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. Yeah, this guy, this guy, I'm coming in with the jokes. That's a deep cut too. Like that was a deep cut, dude. I haven't played. I haven't played through BioShock since I was like actually 13. But I remember how fucking good it is. Like it is. It's on the list of games I need to play with my wife because she didn't play video games before we started dating. So like I'm introducing her to all these games Like I got her into the Persona series. We've played through the Silent Hill games, Resident Evil games. She likes horror. Um, I kind of look at my channel like 5 years ago. It's called Her First Time. I was kind of have a little sexual innuendo in there. Yeah, like, I get the clicks. But I had her play. It was only a couple of games, but it was like I think Persona might have been one of them. But then I had to play like Ace Combat and stuff like that. But for the more like, no, I want you to experience these games. I want her to just no camera, sit down. I want you to play through this game. Some of the Zelda games, she beat both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm trying so hard to be like, okay, let's go to the good ones now, please. Like, play Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight. Because it was shut the fuck up. I hate you so much. She would genuinely, no. If she, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Wands of Gamelot. I'm sorry when you said Echoes of Wisdom. I I was thinking like if I had her play the CDI games, she would actually say, "What is this garbage?" Like she would actually say that. Anyways, BioShock's on the list. Like it is a. I'm excited to play through BioShock and Infinite again because I like Infinite too. Um, oh yeah, you got one for us? It's it's a very big list. It's a very big list. It's on the list too. There's a lot of games. I got 20 years, 22 years to catch up with this lady. I tried to get her to play Let's Go. She did not like it at all. So then I tried, and then I tried to get her to play the Diamond remake. She didn't like that either. And then but she doesn't like she's still too new to video games where anything older she's like it doesn't look good. She doesn't like Link's Awakening because of the way it looks and plays cuz she's used to 3D or first person. She's not used to top down view. So any old games she just doesn't she's not used to it. She's just like what is this? I don't get it. Heart Gold would probably be a good start. Yeah, I just need accessibility then with that because I don't know how to get her to play her. I mean, actually, I shit you not, we probably have it. Like we have a couple DSs and I think we have Heart Gold or Soul Silver. No, abs. Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I think Persona being kind of the gateway game, which is so interesting. Like imagine a world where Persona was your first game that you like really played and beat. Because that's kind of her world is like actually the first game that we really played together was Fortnite. Like something free, easy, accessible. And dude, she's got like 400 hours in Fortnite. Like she's a Fortnite gamer. And then she's got a lot in Animal Crossing and stuff like that too. Uh but no, I'm excited. Anyways, I think we're gonna pause it here for today. We just crossed the 2 hour mark on the stream, so I feel like that's a pretty good, decent amount. I definitely think that there's more for us to talk about in the future. Uh, if you, I mean, I guess I'll leave. I'll ball in your guys' court. If there's anything that you guys ever would want to talk about, like your ideal Persona game, we didn't get into like ranking the games. We didn't get into like who's the best girl and why and stuff like that. There's a whole what's the best Persona. There a whole bunch of things, and then also of course we could talk about like the best soundtracks, best music in the games because I think those are so pinnacle and influential and important to the series. I think they are what make the games. Like you take the music out, they're down 3 points. Seriously, like they're not amazing games anymore. Sure, but even we were talking about how like Persona 3 didn't have the best voice acting, but even Persona 3's music is like top tier. It's good shit. You replace that with a generic anime soundtrack and suddenly the game is worse. Um But anyways, thoughts, ideas. Hey, if you stuck around this long, well, you must like the sound of our voices, so we appreciate that. That's a good ego boost. But B, if you want to hear more of these types of podcasts, go ahead and subscribe to this channel or something like that. If you're listening, actually no, this is only posted on YouTube now, so subscribe. I'm not paying for podcasts, RSS feeds and stuff like that. I'm not doing it. Hey, soccer. Where can people find you, and or how do you want people to find you? It'll be Twitter for us. Okay. Okay. I like that answer. That's a good answer. A large take. Okay, yeah, here we go. Freaking got him. Anyway, why is he acting like him then? Absolutely. All right, and yeah, we'll save that. We'll take that, set it right here on the shelf, and come back to that. Okay. Levin, Astros, man. As everyone's just, if you're watching the video, that's all you've seen for the last 2 hours is this picture of. He's not going to show himself. I used to, and then I realized there's no hiding it anymore. It's just it's 2026, dude. You know, like everyone's everywhere at any time. But where can people? Like, you guys are ridiculous. That's a good idea. Oh, where, dude? I don't know how, but I'll fucking get a custom made Falmon mask. You know the mask he wears in Persona 1 where it's almost like the Phantom of the Opera type shit. You could wear that. Oh, that'd be perfect. That'd be wild. Anyways, Levin, where can people find you / where do you want them to find you since you're so anonymous? Best Mario game. Don't at me. You know, I like that you mentioned how like YouTube wants you to be a Fire Emblem channel because obviously I've made a lot of Persona content on YouTube, but none of it's like my like actually produced and edited videos are few and far between. I mainly do those for like fun side things. Like I make videos for my school and stuff like that. But a lot of my videos on YouTube that have over 1,000 views are Persona just like unboxings or collection videos or going through. Um, but my highest Persona video is 5.8 thousand views. My highest video is this stupid Attack on Titan meme video that I made 5 years ago. It has 132,000 views. And it's just me saying Bertolt's name wrong for 2 minutes. That's all it is. And it's like it consistently gets thousands of views a month. And I'm like, and I've never made another Attack on Titan video. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. I love this series, but like, it's over. Like it's not. There's nothing even to make. But that just reminded that like yeah, YouTube wants me to be an Attack on Titan channel, even though I'm not going to be. That's funny. Yeah, yeah, right. It's just like I love that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dude, shout out to Louis C.K. I remember when he got canceled. Yeah, that's before he got canceled. He got canceled like 2016 or 17, I think. You said 2013? I think it was right before it, because I think junior year of high school. Not to date my other young guy, but I think it was junior year of high school is when it came out for me. So, and that was 2013 to 14. Probably. I mean, it probably was. It's that. It's the algorithm. It's the algorithm, man. It just there's no getting it. There's no understanding it. It's not making sense of it. Um, I way off topic, but I just got it because I know you guys. Well, Levin, I've known of you slash known you for fucking over a decade now. It's been crazy. But soccer, we're relatively. I've been a part of your group chat, but I didn't really. I don't know if anyone realized. I'm sure you guys did, but I was not active in that at all until this year. I feel like this year was when I really actually was like, oh, okay, I'll talk to you guys and I'll actually participate and care about this. Um, but well, they got it. I'm more active now. Well, congrats, because actually, and you can take this back to everyone else in that group, but you guys have made me the biggest football nerd on earth. Like, I actually know every team and every player and every fucking thing now. And even now, like, I don't post just because I'm fucking busy, but I read every post in that channel. And I always want to make a comment, but I'm like either in the middle of work or the middle of a conference or the middle of something. I'm like, oh, I got things to say about this trade. But I want to know because I was prefacing that as saying like I know you guys as the sports guys. Um, who you guys got in March Madness? You no idea? Oh, it's March Madness. Texas. Okay, they did. That's fair. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, mm-hmm. I'll be honest. I filled in two brackets, and I am not lying when I say I had Michigan winning it all. I just have a feeling. I was looking at their matchups. I was looking at their bracket. Now I think Duke is some serious like, and I only live about 30 minutes away from Duke. So maybe I'm being influenced by the people around here, but also I've seen them this year and they've been pretty dominant. Um, what are they like eight? They're like 8-2 against top 30 teams or something like that. N- He, it, yeah, it's usually not the favorite that wins. But there's so many teams, that's why. Tell that to the freaking Blue Jays. They wish it was football playoffs that way. They were dominating and then freaking choked it away. Yeah. That's a. I don't know. Yeah. As long as the Dodgers are healthy. All right. Yeah. You're the Patriots. The Dodgers didn't. Dodgers didn't cheat though. I wasn't saying anything. I said, yeah, but they didn't get caught cheating though. Yeah, I would root for that. All those supposed Iranian drones be like, hmm, hmm. That's fair. That's fair. Uh, yeah. So okay, I'll leave it at Michigan. Not confident in Michigan. Texas has no idea what the fuck the bracket even looks like. And then obviously I want to root for Kansas, my alumni, but um they've been too wishy-washy this year. Sometimes they look fantastic, other times they look like they've never played basketball in their life. And that Big 12 tournament did not. Huh? What? Kansas? Oh, that's fine. Oh, he can hate. Yeah, a lot of people, dude. I again, I chose to move to the quote unquote basketball capital of America, coming from the actual basketball capital of America, which is Lawrence, Kansas, where Naismith made basketball. So, they have like this weird rivalry against Kansas here because they want to act like basketball is theirs, even though like it's not. Yeah, so the Blue Bloods. What about the Canadians, huh? Who about Canadians? I think the game like derived from something in Canada, yes, but like the way that the capital of basketball is San Antonio. It's not San Antonio. Oh my god, I'm not okay. Yeah, this is a conversation for another podcast. So go and JDub and friends to hear more about this stuff. No, it's still recording. It's the this is the weirdest ending to a Persona podcast you will ever hear. Nope. It will be, guys. We're ranked 2 now. We're ranked 2. No, but now this is like a new. It's like you and Yosuke, you're like ranked 10, but then the investigation team is ranked 2. That's what this is. It's a new team. The new rank. All right. Well, thanks for tuning into this madness, and we'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye. The smart.